And welcome to an exciting episode of the Campaign Countdown. We're back here with Michael Nunnally, this time talking about the Revelation comic known as Seidr #1, a grim dark horror comic about Vikings and all sorts of really cool stuff. So we're really excited to have him back with us. Welcome back, Michael, to the Wicked Studios. How are you doing?
Nice, nice. I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Excited. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us in a moment. Yeah, it's really nice to hear more about this comic that we've been seeing so much about. So before we dive into the main, thick of everything, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in comics?
Okay. I wrote my first comic when I was 12 years old, and I'm actually still using some of those characters from way back then now. Um, I uh, I did a little bit of some classes in college for writing. Mostly inspired by Tolkien. I started doing some little bit of
Mm,
novelization, some fantasy stories, but
nice.
right around 2016, I got asked to write a comic, and that's when the I first created the character Omen, and
Nice.
I've just been kind of doing it ever since.
That's really cool. So when did you so the character Omen's been around kind of in your head for a while then?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've had
Oh wow.
while Omen was created in 2017, I've had ideas for the other characters for years. Like I said, some of them since I was 12.
Really? Wow. That's pretty incredible that you've kind of all brought them back into the same universe and found a way to utilize it that way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We eventually, me and Steve founded Revelation Comics. Uh, I believe it was in 2019, and that was going to be for stories that we wanted to tell that were outside of the
Mm-hmm.
Omen verse.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
because
That way you sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
all the ones in Omen comics are all in the same universe, whereas the Revelation titles are all in their own individual universes.
Well, yeah, and I love that because it allows you to not necessarily have to be hampered by the canon if you want to just go off and do something that is completely different or wouldn't really fit within the boundaries of what you've already established. So it's a really nice creative outlet for you guys, I feel like.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I don't think I would have had to have tweaked some things to put Satyr into the Omen verse. But I mean, there are some similar notes in there. There's mythology. There's some
History.
horror elements, right? But with Satyr, this is my first attempt to just do a full-on horror comic. Like with the Omen stories, there are elements of horror in it. There's some gore here and there and some supernatural stuff going on, but with this, I just threw every horror tool I had in the bucket at it.
The whole toolbox, man.
Yeah.
Now, this is what is interesting to me. Is I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, but this isn't just any old horror. This is what I've been described as a grimdark, and so I actually had to look this term up. I was not familiar with that terminology prior to Seder #1 coming out. Can you talk a little about maybe how that aspect plays into the comic?
Sure, I actually picked up the term from Steve. I had not heard it
Mm,
before either, but
interesting.
I think this is it's a grimdark story in the sense that it is ridiculously violent. That seems to be a trademark of grimdark,
Mm-hmm.
but while it's not dystopian, the view of the world is very dark.
Nihilistic,
So I,
almost, right?
I I feel like it fits in there with that.
It also kind of harkens back to the Grimm fairy tales,
Mm.
to where
Right?
their view of the world was still very dark still. So that makes a lot of sense.
That's interesting. Yeah, I do love that kind of aspect. I feel like it's going to set Seder apart, where it is this Viking horror, but it's a super dark Viking horror. I feel like that's going to be an interesting aspect to play into.
Oh, that within itself is pretty interesting because you're already taking mythology that's still pretty damn dark for them and making it even darker to the point where it becomes like a grim fairy tale. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting. It is an interesting idea. And can you maybe tell us a little bit about? I know obviously this is a brand new thing, new property. We're gonna look at the. We'll take a look at the campaign page and some preview pages and things coming up shortly here. But maybe what have you teased about the story so far? What have you been letting out? How much you revealing regarding just what Seidr is all about?
Okay. I can certainly tell you guys a
Tease,
little
yeah,
bit
give us
about
a little
that.
tease.
Uh,
Uh,
all right. Let
I
me
do have
see.
one big question, but I feel like it'll be a spoiler, so I don't want to ask it necessarily.
Right. Let me see here if I can find the exact thing I used here.
No,
Um, let me look it up real quick. I
I'm gonna
wanted
go.
to get the wording right because I took some time putting this together. All right. In the spring of 792 AD, during season, a Viking king named Ingvar and his small army from Kust, a city in what would one day be called Sweden, are at the Danish city of Iskist in search of riches from King Victor. But things do not go as well as King Ingvar and his fighters had planned. While in the land, King Ingvar gives a vow of love to a Volva, which is a Viking witch, only to
Mm,
break it at great cost to his fighters, his family, and his kingdom.
that's cool, man. That's cool. I love that. That's gonna be really interesting, and I love the kind of idea of witchcraft. Are you playing into the idea of whether this could be a real? Are we going to be real witchcraft situation, almost like where they were during the Salem trials, or is this more of a situation where we're coming into and we know, okay, this is legit. Things are as they seem. Do you touch on that at all?
Oh no. Whereas whereas with the Omen comics, I actually looked up some magical spells when I wanted to use them. um, I did not do that. I did not do that with Seidr. Um, no, we're definitely talking about fantasy type magic here.
Okay, cool. That was actually my big question. I didn't know if it would be a spoiler or not. That's what I was kind of worrying right at first. So this is a situation where we're dealing with a real witch. We're dealing with real witchcraft here.
Well, I mean,
We'll see. I mean,
Yeah,
it
we'll
it,
see.
it isn't it isn't it. I don't know of any stories where something like this actually took place, even in mythology. I wanted to put my own little twist on
mm.
it.
I see, like kind of like your own mythology in a way.
Well, no, it's definitely rooted in Norse mythology, but the particular magic spell that the book was named after, um, uh, it's a little bit different. It's
Interesting.
not it's not. I haven't seen this particular spell used in mythology before.
I see. So you feel like you've got a really kind of fresh take on the genre, really.
Right? I really wanted to put a serious horror twist on something that would fit inside Norse mythology.
That's cool.
And so I went when I went with a for a magic spell, I went with something dark, something cruel, something that is really going to wreak some havoc.
Very nice. And what an interesting time period, the Vikings time period. Was there anything kind of that went into the influence? Like, how did you settle on wanting to do not just a horror comic, but a Vikings horror comic?
Oh well, if you noticed in Omen comics, I'm Irish and I put a lot of Celtic mythology
Mm,
into the Omen comics, but I'm also Swedish, and I really wanted to do something involving my Viking heritage.
that's pretty cool, man. I love that you're bringing your heritage in there and really showing that off because that is such a nice thing to be able to do that and show love for that backbone.
Right,
Uh,
right. But
yeah,
there's also of course I love the show Vikings.
really.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to do something kind of like that, but like horror.
So, are you watching these? I think the new season just started or something, right?
Actually, Vikings Valhalla is starting this month,
This month, nice, very
and
nice, man.
I don't think we could ask for better timing as far as releasing a Viking book.
Oh my god, yeah, really, like Vikings are on the people's mind. Like, yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
That's funny. So I guess you'll be tuning into that while you're in between writing sessions and working on more Seidr.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm definitely not missing that. I've been itching for Vikings Valhalla ever since I heard about it.
Yeah, and so obviously Seidr number one kind of implies that the story could continue. Is this set up to be a standalone, or is there possibilities for the story to go on?
Oh, it's going to be a 3-parter.
Nice. Okay, like a little mini series.
Right. I'm gonna do 3 issues and then I'm gonna put it together in a trade.
Nice, dude. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Well, that's really cool. And of course, for those who don't know, Edward Tosin, I believe, is coming back. Is that correct?
Yeah, Tosin Awasika does the art on this one, and I mean, if we can pull some of it up right now, like
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, I'd
those
love to
inks
show
or
off some of that
something.
art, man. And in fact, I'm gonna.
Tosin really just, I mean, I say this with every book I know, but Tosin really just knocked it out of the park with this one. I mean, you could you can get lost, I think, in the art, in the inks. You know, like everywhere you look, there is some kind of detail. There's somebody getting their head cut off, or stabbed in the eye, or a fire's getting set, or something. Like these battle scenes are intense.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. This was an epic comic, and he's really bringing the scale, and he's really taking it to the next level here. Now,
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
want to toss some of these sketches or some of the page previews first? Do you think?
Let's see some of those inks first. I really want to show those battle scenes.
Sweet. Yeah, that's a good call right there. I'm gonna pull that first one up here. This is a nice one. I'm gonna bring it over to my MetaBank software just so we can kind of see it a little bit bigger. See see a bigger version. I think that'll be it. Well, actually, maybe this will be a better. Let's see. I'll see. I'll share it up right now and we'll see.
All right.
But yeah, this is a cool page. This is an inked page.
And for the record, the colors are being done right now.
Okay, yeah, this actually looks better. I'm gonna just do it right in the browser. This looks pretty cool. So you're saying the colors are being done right now? Is that what you said?
Yes, the colors are being done at this moment.
It's crazy. The comic could be.
Very nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could release this as like a
poster.
Well, even not even just a poster, but you could do a black and white version of the comic. Even like it looks that good.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
I was just blown away by this.
He's done. I think like it looks really good.
Yeah, I mean, look at that detail. It's just everywhere. Somebody's doing something. There is no wasted space on that page.
Yeah,
and it went into detail. I mean, look at that armor and stuff.
Yeah, there's a variety of different armor, and like the main guy in the center there. Look at that, like it's got all the different plates on it. And it's like, pieced together just so immaculately. Or the fire in the background, smoke, and
big old decapitation right in front. You gotta love that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean that's like something straight out of Berserk. You love to see it.
Yeah.
No, I mean this is a nice piece. This is a really good one. And it kind of shows you what you have in store. Like this is the level we're talking about, which is interesting because it's a horror comic, but it's still got battle. So like I know this one's a. Well, let me ask you this, because I know you tend to, with the Omen comics, you do action comics that have horror. Is this a horror comic that has action?
Well, yeah, but I mean, think about this. I mean, the way I see it, you can't put Viking on a book and not have a big old freaking battle right in the middle of it.
That's true. It's a kind of a letdown if you don't get that at some point, isn't it?
Yeah. I feel like you'd be letting them down without a big old battle, and this battle is huge. It goes for a few pages.
Damn. Speaking of which, I think we have another page I can bring up here. Let's check out the next battle page, which is a nice page too, because I think we get our first sight of the potential witch here.
You were correct on that one.
So this is what we have here.
Yeah, that's the vulva there on that last panel there.
And she definitely stands out. You know, obviously her garb is different from the rest, but she has a presence. And I think we see the Viking on the left here. He looks like he's bowing down to her.
Well, no. Actually, I don't mind telling you this.
Okay.
I could tell you this because it doesn't give too much away, but it does give you a little taste, and that is he's calling on Odin.
He's praying to Odin to give him power. Yeah,
something along those lines. Yes,
something like help us win this war, kind of thing. You know, classic Viking stuff, man. Classic. You know, have you ever read the book American Gods by Neil Gaiman?
I haven't. No.
You should totally read that. Has a lot of really good Norse stuff. You know the premise at all?
Well, not really.
I won't spoil it because it's got great stuff. Now I won't spoil anything. But essentially, the world is like a god. All the gods of all the different religions are real, and they're living in modern day society. But they're based on belief. So like, the more people, there's more they can, it's all about coming to America. It's this idea that people brought their gods to America, and so like, what does an American god look like? And it's the idea, it's the new gods versus the old gods. There's a lot of good stuff in there. So if you're as a fan of mythology, I highly recommend you read it. It is probably my favorite book of all time. It is freaking amazing.
Sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah, sorry to derail, but I already get, because like, again, they have heavy Norse stuff in there, so I'm getting vibes of even like American gods. Like, they had these things called Coming to America where they would tell you these old stories, and like I totally get that vibe with just looking at this page and like the art and stuff. It's like it sends you right back to that time period. It makes you want to learn more. It kind of like piques your interest. I do love that you're always dabbling with different historical periods.
Yeah. I like to kind of rewrite, do alternate history, throw in some fantasy and some mythology into it.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, that's where the fun comes in. I feel like too, right, with fantasy and mythology, and so with this witch stuff, I feel like that's pretty interesting, especially as I don't know much about Norse mythology myself, but I certainly didn't know that there was witch stuff, and that's pretty cool to see you kind of tapping into that side of things.
Yeah. Just for the record, so people are aware, the word Seidr is actually what the word the Norse use for magic.
Really?
Yeah, that's what the title is about.
So it's almost like the title is magic, number one.
Basically, yeah.
That's pretty cool, dude. That's really interesting. And so when did you first learn that? Like, was that part of the creation? Like, you knew, okay, this is Seidr, this is what we're going to be doing, or was that something that came about as after you're like, okay, I want to do this dark,
It came about. It actually, I had the idea for the spell that was going to be cast before I had any of the story put together.
So it all started with that.
Yeah, it was all based around this idea. I thought, what would be one of the most horrible things you could do to somebody?
That's kind of like the start of all good like horror things that involve like magic and shit. You're like, okay, what's the most screwed up thing that I can think of right now? And let me just do that as like a magic thing.
Right. I wanted something that would end that it would just, how do I say that? I wanted the whole thing to I wanted the whole thing to have that grim dark feel to it. Just that this whole world is horrible and hard and rough and
nice,
violent.
Dude. Okay.
That's that cool. Kind of a thing.
I love that too, because again, that grim darkness is just like you were saying, it's that pervasive feeling of dread, of darkness, of just horrible things, like the universe is out to get you almost. And and so I do think that really sets your story apart from anything that we've seen before.
Right. There's also a mix of the classic tale of you there's hell hath like the line the tagline for the comic we got there, hell hath no fury like a vulva or a witch scorned.
Nice. That's a pretty good tagline. I'm not gonna lie. But that's very true. It's very true. It really, it shows what your comic's about. It tells you what you're in for. And I feel like what we're in for is going to be a good time. Like this seems like it's going to be a really fun comic, just to see this dark romp through this Viking world, and to see kind of what you have in store for us. Like take us on this roller coaster ride.
Right. I mean, I really put everything I had into this. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I've written this. This is the 13th comic I've written.
Damn!
I've scripted 4 comics,
Wow!
and I think Seidr, in my personal opinion, is my best work.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow! That's pretty impressive, man. Considering like what you've done before, like, and not just the number, but like some of the stuff a lot of the stuff we've seen from you has been really, really good stuff. So like, have this be your best. I feel like that's pretty cool, man. Like that's a lot to look forward to.
I think part of it is not just being able to tell the story better, but being able I feel like with Seidr, I really got a grasp of how to tell a story in a comic.
Yeah.
Just
Okay. I see what
exactly
you
how
mean.
it's supposed to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're really coming into your own as a comic writer, specifically.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That just means like I feel like you're just gonna keep getting better. Then, like it feels like you really are finding that refinement. You figure out the craft now. You're refining it, and
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
Saber number one is.
It is a lot like that. I really I strive to do better on each comic.
That's pretty awesome. I think that's definitely something worthy to try. To always be trying to better yourself. I definitely commend you for that. And I'm
Right.
bringing up
And
the. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I got a team that does that too. I work with a really good team. Like I've said before, Tosin just improves with every comic. Steve gets better with every comic. Even the letterer Guido Martinez gets better. Our editor is. I mean, we basically had to train him from scratch, and he's right now he's become an essential part of the team. Like there's that we just couldn't quite do it the right way without it.
Wow. So it's like the team is cemented. There's like, do you think you'll ever add anyone else on, or is like the team set in stone right now? Do you think?
I think it's pretty set in stone. I mean, uh, there isn't anybody in the team that could be replaced.
Mm.
Like
Mhm.
our comics would be totally different if even one person was replaced with someone else.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool, man. I kind of really appreciate that closeness that you guys have. That of sorry. Neo Star in the chat. He was calling me. I misspelled his name. I call him Neo Stack apparently. So I don't know. I don't know what that means, but we'll find out maybe one day.
It'll be
Neo Stack.
Neo Star meet Neo Stack. Yeah, it's like Flash or Reverse Flash, But let me
Neo
find
Stack sounds like a pile of Matrix comics.
Neo Stack. Yeah, Stack of Neos. Yeah, yeah, really. Oh yeah.
So yeah, you wanna show that last ink page
Yes,
there?
yes, indeed, I do.
Now check this out. This is where things get interesting. There is I don't know if you noticed this, but there was a whole bunch of dead people on the last page,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
all just laying there, and you notice that these the dead people with the swords through them and the arrows through their eyes and all that kind of shit are now rising from the dead.
And it looks like maybe that witchcraft is performing a little necromancy.
uh, Something like that, yeah.
Ah.
There's a particular type there are several types of undead in Norse mythology, and these are I believe they're called Habagu,
Huh.
and they are dead that don't travel far from where they were buried or where they were killed.
Interesting.
And as these are just being raised straight from the battlefield, those are the
Wow.
ones that you're seeing there in this
From a
picture.
Viking battle of yore, come back to finish what they started.
Yeah,
You love
yeah.
to see it.
This battle ends up being really key in the story. Actually, it's kind of
Nice.
the whole thing that sets the rest of it off.
That's awesome, dude. This is a really nice panel. Like, this is gonna be one whole page, or is this like a panel on a page?
That's one whole page.
Wow. So you've
Big
got
old
like
giant splash page.
page spreads in this one.
Yeah,
Burying
yeah.
all the sea. You know? Oh yeah, baby. No, that's great, man. I love those. Those are some of the coolest pages. Like when you can really see the art. Like that is so cool.
Right, right. I can't wait to see the colors, man. I mean, if the inks look that good, how awesome are the colors going to be,
Hell
right?
yeah, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, it's gonna look. Oh my god, it's just gonna pop so much. Like all that detail is gonna just pop right out at you. It's gonna look so cool.
Yeah, yeah. Those should be done. I'm guessing the colors should be done.
God,
I'm
it's crazy. He
thinking,
just get like I know he's all the time, but he just keeps getting better. Like the detail, like he just gets more detail with every piece. Like you would think, like this is such a big comic. There's so much going on. Like maybe the detail gets less, but no, it's gotten more detail. There's more going
right?
on, and yet there's more detail. It's like it's like clearly he when you present him with a challenge, he's up for the challenge, which is
Yeah.
really cool.
I haven't seen this level of. I mean, he's just there. There is no wasted space. I mean,
Mhm.
everybody is doing something, and there's clearly large volumes of people in these panels, and they're all doing something, and they're all uniquely dressed, and I mean,
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
yeah. No, it's very impressive. That is so true. You know, it's like did you mentioned like how you got this variety, like not just copy and paste people. You know,
Right?
it's not like when you watch some of those like sci-fi shows and they got millions of the same ships copy and pasted across this screen. You know, or a bunch of generic enemies, and you know, whenever you could see in a million different scenarios, but the idea of the
Yeah.
generic enemy.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They,
yeah.
they
There
also,
there are some artists that are really good, but like I don't know, they really only got a repertoire of maybe 4 or 5 faces.
and that's important. Like for me as a reader, you know, the face is what connects me to the character. So like when everybody looks the same, it can be a little boring. So it is nice when you have an artist who can really do a variety of faces, and that is pretty cool.
Yeah,
So this
yeah.
is the
That
beginning battle. Does this open up the first issue then?
yes. Yes,
Nice.
I believe this is page like 5 or 6.
Nice. So you start off with a bang, get us right to the action.
Oh yeah, it opens right up into a big old battle right at the beginning of the comic.
That's awesome. Oh shit. I'm sorry. It looks like let's see.
Getting
Uh,
more of what you want out of Twitter Blue.
I don't know. Something came up for Twitter Blue. What the hell is Twitter Blue? Beth,
I
get
don't
off my
know.
screen, Twitter Blue. You ain't taking my YouTube video down. Get out of here. Get out of here, Twitter
All right.
Blue.
Yeah, I'm
um,
not sure what that was about.
looks like Neo Stardian has been seeing your comic pop up. He didn't know. He didn't wasn't able to put the name to the face, but now he could do so. Now you know. And if you didn't know, now you know.
Right, right.
But no, it's
This
cool, man.
is
So we talked a lot about like what the story's about. We previewed some of the art and stuff. Um, is there anything you can tell us maybe about the main character? Is there a main character? Are there a couple main characters? How does that work out with the structure of like the character?
well. Let me see if I can let's see.
Maybe you send something over in one of the sketches, maybe.
Yeah, let me see here. Upload file. Let
Because I'm
me get.
curious.
There's a picture of the main characters on the standard cover of the comic.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and pull up. I'll just share what see if you can find a beer version. It's on your Twitter, probably, right?
Right. Can you actually? It's right on the top of the preview for the
I got it.
not right on the top, but the preview of the campaign.
I got it.
Can you pull that up? There you go. Right there. Those are the main characters there.
Nice. So, could you? Who are these guys? Like, who are we
Well,
looking
that is that guy with the axes on the top there is King Ingvar, and the big guy with the sword there in front is Bjorn, and the guy with the dark hair on the right here is Eric,
Nice.
and where is it?
What's that?
There it is. Sorry. And they are those four of the main characters in it. Um, let's see, where's the other one? There it is. Lars is the last guy's name. I totally forgot it. The bald guy there on the left, that's Lars. So that is King Ingvar. Eric is King Ingvar's son. Bjorn is King Ingvar's best friend, and Lars is King Ingvar's brother.
No, they're all very closely related and kind of group there.
Yeah, very tight knit group.
Okay. Nice. So we're gonna see these characters and see what their story's all about. They get thrust into this craziness that we're gonna see.
Yeah,
And
you
so
got to check out the variant cover everybody's gonna get there.
yeah, you want to let me pull that up here too?
Yeah, you got
That's
that
a
on.
pretty dope one. I think it's. I think. Well, I
That's
think
at
it's
the very
the.
top of the campaign. Do you have the campaign link?
I do have the campaign link, but it's not this one here.
That's it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the variant cover.
Okay.
As you can see, got the dead rising from the grave there. So that's a little taste of what that's going to look like colored.
That's a cool one too. That's a great shot. It gives you a taste of that color that we'll see. Which is
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, and even the digital backers, the PDF they're going to get for their digital copy is going to have that variant cover on it.
All the digital they get. So even the digital backers will get that variant. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yes,
pretty nice, man.
and don't forget about the digital guarantee. Have I told you about that?
No, why don't you tell us a little about what that's about?
Mhm.
Well, basically, we're making this comic now. Like I said, the ink's already done. The colors are getting done. By the time I launch the campaign, the letters will have already been started. Essentially, we're making this one way or another. And we realize that people back in the Kickstarter campaign are taking a risk. And well, I guess we want to build a rapport with people, starting with this issue here, and hope that maybe this establishes something for future issues. And that is basically this: whether the campaigns we use are successful or not, if you back the campaign, you get the digital. You still get a digital copy of the comic,
Damn.
and you're gonna get that variant cover too.
Wow, that's pretty nice, man. Not many people will make that guarantee. That's a really nice thing to do. That's super generous of you, but it also guarantees that there's no risk. There's like you're gonna get a comic. It may be digital, but you're gonna get the comic regardless. And so that's really nice to see. And I hope people will think about that and really consider backing it because of that reason. So that is
Yeah.
pretty nice.
So, something we're trying on. One thing we're trying on here, and this is for retailers. I haven't tried this on other campaigns before, and that is I put a $35 retailer tier or reward on Kickstarter there, and you get well, the cover price of Seidr #1 is $10. I'm giving them 30% off. So retailers actually only paying $6.99 for each
Nice.
issue there. And the idea is with the $8 shipping, they're set to make roughly $7 or $1.40 per issue in the sale of those 5 comics.
I see. So it's kind of like you're getting a bulk discount in a way.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
It's almost like giving them like a bulk incentive to be able to pick up the books, for their store now.
Right, right. I realize that they don't necessarily want to take a big chance on a comic they haven't read yet, and so that's why I kept it just down at 5 copies. I figured that was reasonable for somebody to pick up from the
Nice.
shop.
Very nice, man. Well, I love this experimenting with the different tiers and seeing how things can work out. So definitely wish you luck with that. I can't wait to hear how that tier works out. And there's a lot of different tiers. Like once the campaign goes live, we'll probably come back and do another one of these and go over the different tiers. But I know you have a lot of cool stuff that you're gonna be offering in addition to the comics. So that's gonna be really cool to see. I did have a quick question for you. I know we talked a little bit about the characters now and some of the setting, the theme, but I don't think we've really talked much about the setting, which is and so I wanted to ask you like what continent this takes place on. Is it a fictional place or is it based on a real live location?
No, both of the cities that this takes place in are fictional.
Nice. Okay, cool. So it's really diving into that fantasy element.
Right, right. I mean, they're in it's 793 AD. So or I guess the Seder #1 actually takes place in 792 AD. But yeah, it's the actual cities where they're fighting isn't real, but like for instance, King Ingvar and his men are from what will one day be Sweden, and they go to a place with where the Danes rule, which will so there's
So it's almost like alternate history or historical fantasy in a sense.
yeah.
That's
Definitely
cool.
alt history. Yeah.
Nice. Those are always really fun to play around with.
Yeah. We know that one personally.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true. Me and Matthew Project Cars, of course, we dabble in that, so yeah, that's always fun to do.
Another thing that all the backers are going to get on this is a producer credit in the comic.
That's pretty nice, man.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So another way to get people in on the ground floor and get involved.
Right. Our patrons from Patreon they're listed as executive producers, but everybody that backs the campaign is being listed as a producer.
That's nice. Yeah.
And I thought this would be particularly cool for a comic book shop. If they did decide they wanted to buy some for the store, that their shop could be listed as a producer in the comic itself.
Well, that'd be cool. That'd be another nice way to get people that get that shop involved even and be like a nice little custom thing. Like they can point to the back of the book and be like, we're a part of we're linked in the back of this book here, and so that's pretty nice little Easter egg for the people who are buying from their shop specifically. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, we're also offering we're giving away the cover art for which you guys I believe received already. The posters the poster art for Blitz #1 for Insurrection Fox Operations and both the standard and the variant covers of Seidr #1. All that art is being offered.
And those are in poster form, right?
Yeah, those are the posters.
Nice,
I believe they're 12 by
posters.
18 even.
Yeah, those are nice, and like you said, they arrived in good condition here, so we got those ready to send out to the backers, and that would be cool.
If you, I don't know, can you pull up the campaign at all?
So I can't. The only thing that I can pull up because unfortunately, the way the Kickstarter is, I can't see the stuff that you can until you fully go live. So the only thing that I can see right now
no, you should have hold on a second. You should have an actual link. The one I gave you on I DM'd you is an
Oh,
actual
really?
link that previews the actual campaign.
I didn't know I could do that. Let me take a look here.
Yeah, you can go straight to the actual campaign.
Oh, that's interesting. All right, let me check that out.
Yeah, it's a preview page, but you can see all the
I
rewards
have
and
special
everything. And
access, people. I got behind the scenes. I'm VIP.
that's
Check
right.
me out, yo. Mama said I'd never be nothing. Look at me now.
Yeah, there we go. Let's close that little box here on the side.
Oh yeah, get out of here.
There you go. Now, if you scroll down there a ways, you can see. Well, there's what that variant cover is going to look like with all the stuff on it there.
Nice. Oh, Sika.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, this is cool, man. This is cool. So we got the digital copy, so we could take a look. Look at this, guys. We got the preview early. This is nice. I like this. It's a pretty nice feature that you can check that out. I don't think I could be wrong, but I'm not sure if Indiegogo you can do that.
You can do a preview page for Indiegogo. I did it before. But it's a little bit different with this one.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad you got it working then.
Yeah,
So we start off.
if you notice on the rewards there, I build off of each one. We start with that digital copy and the producer credit, and we just
Nice.
build with each one.
Nice, man. And I think that's a great way to do it. It really breaks it down nice for everybody. It's easy to follow. Like that is really the best way. And I do love to see you're picking up on that stuff and really doing so well with it. So of course we start with the digital, like you said. You get the digital, you get the producer credit, and of course obviously there's always the pledge amount. If you just want to pledge without a reward, you're just a nice person who wants to give some money. That's always an option too. But
Right.
starting with the rewards, we get the digital. But what do we build on with the first tier after that?
Well, we get into the printed copy where you get the variant cover of Seidr #1. But also the digital and the producer credit. But you also get in that that's where the first tier that gets the Seidr sticker that's going to be in there, and it's a big one. It's a 3x5 waterproof sticker.
That's funny, and I've seen the sticker. That's a cool one too.
Yeah, that you can actually see a picture of it if you scroll down a bit there.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll see that in just a moment there.
Yeah.
And so then, of course, we get to the next one, which this one comes with a bunch of cool stuff. What's this tier about?
Okay, well, in that one, of course, you get the producer credit. You get the digital copy with the exclusive variant cover. You also get the printed exclusive variant cover edition. You get the 3x5 waterproof sticker, right? But with this one, we threw in you get the cover art for Seidr #1 and the both the standard and the variant posters for that. And again, I believe they're 12x18, and it's not printed on cheap paper. If you looked at those posters, that's actually somewhat thick of paper.
That's pretty cool, man. So, if I'm understanding it, the exclusive variant cover edition is that so you get the variant, we get the 2 posters. Is that right?
Yep.
Very
you get
nice.
the sticker.
And then you get the sticker and the
of course,
digital
the producer credit.
and the producer credit. Very nice. Very, very nice. And it looks like we have currently an estimated date of August.
Yes.
That's the delivery date at this time.
Right.
So that accounts for the art. Oh, go ahead.
What I did at the advice of Kickstarter was I took I figured it would take us a couple of months to get the proofs in and get the comics printed and then ship them out.
Mm-hmm.
So I took that couple of months and I added 3 months to that.
Just to be
because
safe.
what I wanted to do is they said to over guess how long it's going to take, because it would be better to say it's going to come in August and have it show up in July than it would be to say it's going to show up in July and have it come in August.
Very true. That is always a good way to look at it. Yeah. Because yeah, I mean, if you're late, that's way worse. Yeah, and people love things that come early, so it's like it really is just it gives you that cushion just in case something goes wrong,
Yeah, yeah.
that's nice, man.
And of course, that there's that next tier there. Oh, there's that excerpt from page 6 of Seidr #1.
Oh, nice. So we
Uh,
get some of the dialogue here as well.
yeah, King Ingvar says, deathly wounded, I fought side by side with my brother, son, and best friend. We fought a battle worthy of Valhalla, but it was not enough. They say our fates are sealed. We can run, we can hide, but we will not live 1 second longer than the gods have determined. That day I was certain our fate had come. But while I longed for the halls of Valhalla, my warrior's heart would not give in to it.
Wow, that's cool, man. That's a nice one. So that's right there in the battle, huh? As he's
Yeah, yeah,
recalling that battle.
yeah, that's right. That's what's going to go on that page there.
That's cool, man. I love that setup. That is in so perfect. Like even just reading, like listening to you read that stuff, it totally like put me in the mindset. Oh yeah, okay, I see where he's going with that. Like with the way you set up the battle and everything. Like that is a nice setup.
Nice.
But you're right in that mood for a good Viking story.
Yeah, that's it's one of the reasons I picked that particular excerpt. There's a few good lines in that comic there that really just grasp the mood of the whole thing. But I thought that one was perfect.
And it goes back to you again saying like earlier you were saying this is like one of the best things you've written. It feels like you really went in with the and really worked on the dialogue and worked on crafting this into something that's gonna be really kind of epic and really.
Oh yeah, I spent I'm gonna say maybe 6 months writing Seidr.
Damn. Yeah, that's pretty wild, man. And was that like including like scripting and writing everything, or is that just like yeah? What is that?
That was from conception to finished script.
Damn, yeah, that's pretty long, man. But it clearly shows you were putting the work into it to craft it,
Yeah, I kept going back over it, a little tweak here, a little tweak there. I mean, even even as I'm handing the script off to Tosin to draw, I'm like, well, let me change this one little,
Oh, that's funny.
So
we've got this other tier here. It looks like it's 30% off. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about what's that about?
Yeah, that's that thing for the retailers I was telling you about.
Oh, yeah, okay. So this is the retail tier then.
Right. I wanted to put what I was offering in there, and I couldn't put retail tier in there into the title there.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
I just kind of describe it there in the description there. Says Seidr #1 has a cover price of $9.99 for an individual copy because printing costs, paper costs, and labor costs have gone up in price significantly. As an indie comics creative team, we don't have a whole lot of wiggle room in our prices because of this overhead. However, if you are a comic book shop and you'd like to sell Seidr #1, you can buy 5 copies of the standard cover edition of Seidr #1 for 30% off. It's only $6.99 each. The shipping cost is about $8, which means you can make $7 plus tax from the sale of the 5 books, which is about $1.40 per book. And you also get your shop's name listed as a producer in the credits.
That's pretty nice, man. So that's pretty cool. It gives it that opportunity to sell the books, but also you're selling at a discount. So it is nice to see that.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that producer credit will be enough to get them to accept the 30% off. In the past, when I've tried to sell to comic book shops, they want 50, sometimes 60% off the cover price.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this: would you be okay with, let's say, somebody maybe wants to give out some comics to their friends for Christmas or like for a holiday or something? Would you be okay with people buying them in that capacity?
Or
is it strictly for?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be for retailers, I suppose.
Well, I'm just asking. I just want to make sure, like I wanted to get the info out there. So, What are your thoughts on that? I mean, is this strictly
Well,
just
the,
for a
the
retail?
tier is
sense?
intended for shops. That's
Mhm.
the purpose of that particular reward. But
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
I suppose if somebody wanted to buy just the standard cover copy there, that uh, I wouldn't have any objections to that. It's just not. It wasn't the original
Wasn't the
purpose.
goal necessarily.
Yeah, I think people, if you're really wanting to get the comic, I would recommend probably more of one of
The
the other
regular
tiers.
tiers. Okay, that
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, I get where you come from with that. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Very nice. It looks like we do have another tier after that, which is the silver level backer tier.
yeah,
This one comes with all sorts of
yeah,
goodies. It looks like.
yeah. That one has all the same stuff that was in the last one, except we threw on some extra stuff, and that is this is the first tier where you get both the printed variant cover and the standard cover edition of Seidr #1.
Oh, nice. Okay, very nice. So if you're a collector and you want both covers, this is the one for you.
Right, this is the one you want to go for, and you also get a copy of the script itself.
That's cool. That's a unique one. I haven't seen too many indie comics do anything like that before.
Right. And this is also this silver tier here is level is where you get, this is where you first get copies of the other Revelation Comics titles. We're offering digital and printed copies, but in this one you get a digital copy of Blitz #1 and a digital copy of Insurrection Fox Operations Book #1,
Oh,
both of Revelation Comics other titles.
that's cool, dude. Yeah, I was gonna say now you have the complete Revelation collection right there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
That's
and as these tiers grow up, those end up turning into printed copies.
all right. That's nice, dude.
Yeah,
That's a good touch right there. And I love it going back to the like where you guys started with Blitz and Instruction, Fox operations, and so that's cool. I think that's a good way to get people introduced to what Revolution comics are about, how they're different from other comics.
yeah. I figured I'd take the opportunity to sell what Revelation Comics we got available to
Yeah,
really show
smart
people
man.
the wide range of the line.
Right, because there's so much out there that you guys do, and it's all so different, and there's so much variety, you know.
Well, I mean, just consider the different genres we're offering there. With Blitz,
Mm-hmm.
we got an all ages superhero comic. With Insurrection Fox Operations, we got a Nigerian military war story going on. And then with Seidr, we got a full-on Viking horror story. I mean, I like the idea that we got all kinds of different genres we're offering here.
Right? Yeah, it's all different genres, stories, timelines, locations. Like you're getting something like you're getting a unique story from all these different things, and yet it's all kind of got this. It's all kind of tied together with the fact that it's all the art's done by Tosin, that you and Steve are the creators and writers, and so I feel like even that kind of ties it together, even though they're not thematically or story wise connected, that there is a sense of being belonging a part of the Revelations line.
Right, right. One thing I'm really excited about with getting Seder out is that with this, each of us creators on the team will have a book out. Steve will have his Blitz #1. Tosin will have his Insurrection Fox Operations, and I'll have my Seder title. So each of the writers,
Mm,
each of the creators on the team will each have one of their own titles
damn,
out there. I really like
that's
that.
cool.
It's a nice complete circle right there.
Yeah, it's also like really cool because I love that you guys are bringing Tosin into that fold. Like Tosin isn't just the artist; like he's as much part of the team. He's as vital as any other member, just like you were saying earlier. And so I love to see that trade off where he is participating in that process as well, and and you're trading off that role where he gets to participate in that aspect, and we're getting to see what his take on that would be.
Right. He really brings something unique to the team in that his stories are all Nigerian based.
I could see
You know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
totally.
as an American, I really appreciate it when a story takes place in another country, and
Mhm.
especially when that story is authentic.
Totally. I mean,
You know what I
that's
mean?
exactly
And
right. I mean,
actually
that's
living there in Nigeria, he's able to tell these stories as a Nigerian, like not just with the military thing in Fox Operations. He's got another one, SAD,
mm.
an acronym, coming out later this year too. That deals. It's kind of a Nigerian superhero comic. It gets into Nigerian mythology and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Is
Yeah.
that going to be a Revelation comic?
Yes, that's another Revelation comic.
Nice. Wow, that's cool, man. Hmm. But you're right. I mean, it's totally that thing. Like, part of the reason Hellblazer is so good is because it's written by authentic people who know the voice. So I do feel like that's an important aspect when you're trying to write.
Totally.
Like you know, I'm not going to say any writer can't write something that they don't have any familiarity with or go outside of their experience, but it always adds an element of authenticity when you do have that experience.
Right, right. And I have a lot of fun scripting his stuff too. I'm even picking up a little Nigerian pigeon.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's funny, dude. Wow, how do you do that? Oh, oh, wait. God, I'm sorry. All right, don't laugh at me. This is kind of, I feel kind of stupid right now. You're talking about the language, right?
Yes, I'm talking about the
I
language.
thought for some reason when you first said
You
it, I
totally
thought it
thought I
meant
meant
like
a
a
little bird,
bird.
huh?
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's so cute. He's getting like a Nigerian
Right, right.
pigeon as a pet. Like that sounds really nice. No, you meant the language, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. No, that's interesting, man. That's really interesting. How's that going? How's that been, like, experience wise?
That's going pretty cool. I mean, Tosin writes it into his stories, and so I find
Nice.
myself having to look it up when I'm scripting it, so I know what it is he's saying.
Mm, yeah, I'm the same as
Yeah,
you.
so looking into that kind of stuff, it's pretty cool. I had to do some looking up for stuff for Seidr too. Actually, I wanted to get some actual Norse being used in the comic, and you'll note that you'll know when you see the final product there that
Mm,
when the witch is actually saying her spell, it's written in Norse. I thought it looked magical.
damn, that's pretty cool, dude. Again, just that extra touch, that really nice finish to the work that you guys do. Now we talked about this current tier here. Let's see. This is the
We got the
silver.
gold
Okay, we just
level
talked
one.
about the silver one. Okay, so now we
Yeah,
move on to the gold level backer.
yeah, yeah. With that one, you add on printed copies of Blitz #1, as well as printed copy of Insurrection Fox Operations, and you also get the cover art, 12 by
Damn,
18 posters for both of those comics.
that's pretty nice, man. That's pretty nice. So this is like the complete collection. Would you say is this the big tier here?
No, the Revelationist backer is the really big.
Ooh, Revelationists. I love that. Is that what we're gonna call your fans?
Yep.
The
Yeah, with
Revelationists.
Omen Comics, our fans are Omenauts. With the
Ah,
Revelation Comics fans, they are Revelationists.
that's pretty good, man. I do love that. That's a good name. That
So
is good.
the one of the major differences with this particular tier, with the Revelationist tier, is it comes with the Seidr T-shirt.
Oh, is this so? That's the
It also comes
Revelationist
with
here, or
all
what?
of Omen Comics in digital format.
Now you said the Revelationist here. Did you mean the Revelationist or the gold uh, tier?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
You said that was for the Revelationist tier, but did you mean to say that's for the gold tier or?
No, no, I'm talking about what's in the Revelationist backer tier.
I see. So what comes with before we move on to that one? What comes with the gold level tier? Real quick, is that
Oh,
just? I
sure.
think you was
No,
that. So is that
that was
essentially? I mean, I think you probably mentioned it already, but just to make sure I was on that. So that's everything we get from the previous tier plus the print editions of the previous
yeah.
Revelation.
What I'm doing is I'm just
Gotcha.
talking about the additions to
Oh,
it.
okay. My bad. My bad. Yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense. Okay, I'm with you
Right.
now.
No, but in that gold one, you get the producer credit. You get a digital
Gotcha.
copy.
Okay.
Right. Right. But in this gold one, you get the addition of the printed copies of Blitz and Insurrection with the cover art.
Cool. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I think I'm with you now. So then moving on to the Revelation, that's where the T-shirt comes into play.
Right. And that one you get the Seidr T-shirt, which is black, and it just has the standard cover art for Seidr #1. And here's where we throw the rest of the kitchen sink at the whole thing. We offer all 7 of Omen Comics digital comics, but of course 4 of them are in the form of the Omen Comics Omenverse Volume 1 Seeds of Tetrad Omega trade, which has Omen #1, #2, White Druid Michael Nero #1, and Gallowsman #1 in it. And then you'll see we added individual copies of Gallowsman #2 and White Druid and Michael Nero #2, and of
Oh
course
wow!
Guardians of the Lamb #1.
Whoa, that's the big boy package.
Yeah, yeah.
That's Stay Puft Marshmallow, man. That's some
Yeah.
nice shit right there. That's nice, dude. That's really cool because that's like the catch up. That's not just the Revelations. That's the Yeoman comics. That's the complete package. That's Guardians of the Lamb. I mean, for God's sake, that just came. I mean, that just we're on the heels of that even just being finished. Like that is some really cool stuff to see included in there.
Yeah. I mean, I really wanted to have a big tier where, I mean, we just had everything in it,
Nice.
and I really thought offering those digital comics for Omen and Revelations, I thought was a really cool idea. They get a whole bunch of comics in this thing.
Yeah, that is really good. That's a nice package right there. That is a lot of reading. People are going to be having a fun time with that one. So that's really cool, man. That
And
definitely is the big package. That's the top level. That's for your those are for your revelationists and your omenauts out there,
right.
man. That's cool. Well, that's cool. I mean, like you said, like we teased earlier, you definitely did not disappoint on the tiers. I definitely love the different tiers you've got going on. There's a lot.
Oh well, thanks, man.
You're welcome. Like I really think this is something for everybody. There's a level for every level of backer out there. So this is really cool, and I hope people take advantage of all the different tiers.
Yeah. Me too, man. I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm excited. I got a good feeling about this campaign. I feel like I've learned a lot in the failures I've had before. I feel like I picked up some good information, and the Wicked crew has been really helpful with helping me out with some tips and advice. And I just I really got a good feeling about this campaign. I think it should go well.
Nice, dude. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm really excited to see you guys back at it again. I think you're right. We're all really hopeful for this one, and I think you guys have something really special here. So it's gonna be really exciting to see. I know you got some more appearances lined up, and you'll probably be on a lot more podcasts and things throughout the next couple months. But it's gonna be really cool to see once you guys go live, just the reception and stuff. Because I know you guys have been really working hard to build up the presence and getting the word out there. And I see you hustling all the time on it. So
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about my funding goal.
sure.
Um, well, the funding goal is $1,742, and that is actually it's a bare bones funding goal here. Our our intention is to make money on sales, and even that is going back into making more comics. Um, what the funding goal of $1,742 is just going to cover the costs of making them, and not even all of the costs. I'm still paying for quite a bit of stuff going on here. But I mean the majority of the funds, $1,330, goes straight to parent paying Tosin Awasika, and as you can see from those pics, he earned his money on that. And then $120 goes to our letter, Guido Martinez. Like I said, he should
Nice.
start working on that in March.
Guido's
The
does good
rest
work
of the
too.
money goes to there's $250 into printing costs, and of course 2.5% of the gross goes to you guys at Wicked Publishing for the fulfillment of the campaign.
Which we've done many times for many campaigns before, from Jack Irons to the McKinnon Chronicles that we're gonna be doing soon, and we've done a bunch of others in the past, and so we've really gotten it down to science, and we feel like that's going to really help us get the books out to people in a timely manner in a good condition, so people can rest assured that we've had good experience doing that.
Right.
So that
Right.
helps. That's part of the just explaining a little bit for you on that end there. But yeah, I appreciate that breakdown there.
Yeah. I really just, I mean, I gotta say, as a comic book creator, one of the major humps I'm trying to get over right now, the biggest goal in front of me, is to make a comic without going into debt. You know what
Which
I
is
mean?
not easy.
Right? It is not. It is not.
Yeah, I know that
But
firsthand.
yeah. I mean, when you start, especially when you got a whole team going,
Oh
when
yeah.
like we have, there's the letterer, the artist, the editor, there's the graphic designers. I mean, everybody puts a lot of work into our comics, and we're just trying to make sure they get paid for the work that they did on the comic already.
No, that's cool, man. All the team bringing their skills to the table to really make this comic something special, and that's what it's all about, really.
Yeah. And as far as the risks for backers go, I is my personal opinion that there are really very little risks there. I mean, there are potentially things that might arise. Okay, I mean, I'm not going to say that things don't happen, but I'm actually pretty confident that I have the basis covered. All of the artwork for the campaign is being done right now. The lettering is going to be done before the campaign is over. I mean, it should take a matter of a week and a half to get the PDFs done, shipped off to you guys. You guys are doing 95% of the fulfillment on the campaign, and you guys have a long track record of doing a good job with that. I'm doing the rest of the fulfillment with mailing out the digital copies and stuff like that. I really feel like I covered all my bases here. I even extended the delivery times, like I mentioned before. So these things are most likely arrive months before the actual deadline appears.
Well, that's really cool, man. That's good. I think, like you said, you got all the bases covered. So that at least that there's nothing to worry about there. And of course, we will be printing with Comics Wellspring. Get your comic print with Wellspring with crowdfunding. Get your 50% off as well. Great printer. Gotta plug in when you can.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but we will take a sponsorship if you offer. Just saying. Hit me up. Comics Wellspring.
And check out that sticker I was telling you about.
Yeah. And we get a preview of the Seidr sticker that will be coming out with the tiers.
Big old giant 3x5 waterproof sticker.
That's dope. I'm gonna slap that right on with all my other stickers I have on my dresser. A ton of stickers. I'm gonna slap that right on there with it.
Nice.
That's pretty cool, man. That's nice. I love it. You get the lightning in the background. You got the sword going across with the Seidr logo. That's fun. That's cool, dude. So yeah, I mean, you got a great page here. You got another video, so if people want to go check out that kind of looks like it's teasing the posters. Is that right?
Yeah, it shows the 4 posters you guys are going to get in the campaign.
Yeah, we'll go and play right now, real quick. See what people can see. So we got of course, the cover. We got the variant cover.
All right, and then Blitz and Insurrection Fox Operation.
Nice. Which also included in some of the tiers as well, digitally and print. Yeah. So that's cool. You can even get the posters for those ones on there. Very nice.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And of course, the teaser for the shirt.
Yeah. I'm gonna get one of those shirts myself. I'm pretty excited about that one.
That's great. Well, that's really cool, man. I love this page. I think, like you said, you've taken what you learned from the previous campaign, you're bringing it to this one. You're ready for success, and you're getting out there, and you're really doing the work for it. So I love to see that, and I'm really excited for you guys. this time.
Thanks, man. I'm pretty excited about this too.
That's great, man. And so then, as we wrap up, why don't you tell us a little bit about maybe what you hope to get out of this campaign and what people kind of expect from it in terms of the comic itself.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the last that. You kind of cut out a little bit.
In terms of the specific, as it relates to the comic book.
Okay. Well, what you can expect from the comic is going to be supernatural. You're going to see some love. You're going to see some violent, brutal warfare. You're going to see some magic and some alternative history. I think the story itself is 26 pages long. There's going to be a few pages of character sketches that Tosin did that we're going to throw into the back of there. All together, it's going to be a 32-page comic.
Speaking of sketches, we do have a few sketches of our own to show off. I don't know if you want to tease those. Should we show those real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
We have these. These are cool. So the first one I'm going to show and bring up, and that, I mean, that's a great segue, talking about the sketches, because the sketch art is really cool. So I definitely want to show these off here. So the first one, I think this is one of our main characters.
That's just King Ingvar and Lars.
King Ingvar and Lars. I see. Yeah, we have actually two characters there. You're right. I was thinking it was the same, different poses. You're right. Okay. And I love I'm sorry, you said it was Lars, was it?
Yeah.
Lars, I love his tattoo on his head there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I described this the other day. It's like what a Chinese throwing star would look like if it was made out of Norse symbols.
Well, that's interesting. Wow, well, it looks really good as a tattoo. Like, it looks interesting. Like, just the intricacies of little markings. Like, it really makes this character like stand out.
It's hardcore too, man. That
you
got that right on his temple. Look at that shit.
That is very hardcore. Yeah, really. Well, the Vikings, they were not known for being soft people, so that definitely holds up.
Very true. Very true.
And then the next one we have here is another sketch. Let's see here. I think this one is of the kind of the witch character we're calling for now, and we know a little bit more about her. But this is her. I think Volva, I think is what we called her.
Yes, a vulva.
Yes.
I get a lot of laughs when people hear the word vulva. They always assume I'm talking about biology.
Yeah, well, we're not as versed in the Norse mythology, so our brains unfortunately may go elsewhere
Right.
there.
Right. That's why I always put the witch in parentheses so people know what I'm talking about.
And you're educating us, That's part of this. We'll hopefully after we come away from Seidr #1, we'll be a little more educated. We won't be laughing anymore.
Right.
This is
just
cool.
to give you a visual image of her. You notice that her hair's kind of thick, a little bit dready there,
kind of matted, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just it's really kind of a horrifying image if you look at it. But her face is going to be white, and her hair is going to be white, it'll have paint on it.
Like white, like war paint, or white, like a really pale person.
It's a lot like a white paint.
Huh. Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
It kind of crunches her hair together.
Okay.
When it dries and it's all over her face with those black streaks down her eyes.
Interesting. Almost part of the ritualistic nature of this character, right?
Yeah.
And we see almost like the shadow of a creature in the background, almost behind her too.
Unfortunately, I can't tell you about that guy.
Oh no, we'll have to wait and find out.
Yeah.
You gotta read Seidr #1 if you want to find that one out, guys.
Yeah.
And then we have one more piece of sketch art that we're gonna pull up here, and this is going back to some of our main characters that we talked about a little bit earlier. So I think Bjorn's in this one, maybe. Is that right?
Let's see here. Yes, that is Bjorn and Eric.
Nice. And so between this one and the first concept or the first sketch art I saw, those are our four main characters.
Right, right.
Nice, that's cool. This is really
Yeah,
giving us
and
a good sense of them.
Eric is actually a kind of a young kid, and that's why you see him looking. He doesn't have the long hair and the beard like
He's also a lot
the
shorter.
older guys do. Right. He's also a lot shorter. He's just a teenager.
No, okay, yeah, that's cool, man. And that's because he is the son of King Ingvar, right?
Yeah, it's King Ingvar's son. Yeah.
Ingvar, I'm sorry, yeah. King Ingvar, yeah. So that makes sense. But he's kind of really still becoming his own. He's just probably starting like he's not like full-fledged warrior yet necessarily.
Well, I mean, he's not quite the warrior that his father and uncle
Mm-hmm.
is, but I mean,
But he can handle his own.
he's old. He's at fighting age, and so
Okay,
he's being taken along to kind of become a man.
nice. It's like his coming of age in a sense.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. And any particular reason to pair him up here with Bjorn, or was that just more for the look of it?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Any particular reason he was what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there because I'm curious? Is there any story reason why we see Eric hanging out with Bjorn here as opposed to his father, or is it more for just the stylistic choice or the placing of the characters for this particular piece?
Specific like in the during the battle, Ingvar keeps Ingvar, Bjorn, Lars, and Eric kind of stick together in the battle.
I see. Because they're well, is it because they're not the king? I guess like right, the king would be off on his own thing possibly.
No, it's because they're family.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting.
Remember,
Okay,
Lars is King Ingvar's brother,
brother.
and Bjorn is his best friend.
Mm. I see. So they send it to stick together even
Yeah.
during the battle. Okay, nice, man. Well, that's really interesting. I love this idea that we're going to see this kind of this, like we kind of touched on earlier, this family unit. We're going to see them go into this crazy battle, and some crazy stuff is going to happen. And it's going to be really interesting to see where that goes from here and how the story evolves and kind of gets even more crazy as the elements keep adding on top of each other. So I'm super excited. I can't wait to see more from this comic. Is there anything out there, that you want to say who are kind of considering backing the book, or maybe are on the fence about it, or haven't made up their mind yet?
I really think that if you like Viking culture, if you like Viking history, you're gonna like this. If you're into the grim, dark, violent stories, this is for you. But you know what? There's also a love story in here for those of you who like that. This is the tale is almost Shakespearean in the tale of the king there, and I really think I really think that if you're into if just into Vikings, you probably get something out of this. But if you're into Vikings and you're into horror, this book is so for you.
Mm. It's that's really perfect way to put it. I love that. It's you got your but that's the perfect combination, right? I mean, if that's what you're into, this is the perfect book for you. I mean, there's no better way to put that, right?
Totally, totally. I mean,
Mm.
this is all about it. I mean, you got the brutal warfare that are that is a part of Viking culture. That you get some mythology from Norse mythology in there. You get some magic in there. It's got a little bit of something for most people, I think.
Well, that's excellent, man.
Granted,
And so the campaign, what day does it go live?
My current goal is March 1st, but just to put things on the safe side, I'm saying the first week of March, just in case there's a little hiccup or something.
Nice, very nice.
But like I said, the
And
colors should be done by the end of the month, and the letters will be started. I'm guessing by the first.
so, do you have any other upcoming podcasts or live shows or anything like that you're going to be doing soon?
Well, yeah. We're going to be doing a campaign special on ORP next month.
Nice.
But also you can see me on Comic Crusaders next week on the 16th.
Very nice. Comic Crusaders. What time are you going to be on that one?
Looks like 2:30 to 3:30 on Wednesday.
Very nice. Okay, cool. People can check you out there. Very cool.
I was on Critical Blast already with the pre-launch thing, but I'll be doing another one once the campaign actually launches.
That's great, man. I love to see you getting out there and hitting up different shows and chat with people in the community, because there's so many cool people in our indie comic community. So it's really nice to see you kind of really coming into your own and find your place in the sphere. So yeah, I mean, I love to see that.
Yeah, I gotta say, things have definitely picked up since I signed on with Wicked.
Well, that's cool, man. I love to hear that. That is a really nice thing for you to say. That that means a lot to us to know that we're making that contribution. So we're gonna be rooting you on the whole way. We're gonna be there every step of the way. And of course, we'll probably be coming back once the campaign launches. We'll probably be back here doing another campaign to talk a little more about the comic. And I always love to do a deeper dive on our second dive. We talked about a little bit of the comic, but I always love to dive into the lore and the mythologies of things. We'll probably dive some more into that. Maybe get some deep dive Norse mythology stuff going. So that would be cool.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for talking with us. Where can people find you online so they can check out all this stuff and make sure they're there when your thing goes live?
Well, you can find my my personal account at MICHAEL NUNNELE5. You can also find Revelation Comics at Revelation Comic on Twitter. There's also Revelation Comics with an X on Facebook, and there's also our Patreon, of course.
Nice, man. You got all sorts of spots over there.
Yeah. We're spread out all over the place. We like to do a little bit of everything.
Did you mention your YouTube channel as well?
Yeah. We're actually we started doing those. They started putting the creator spotlights on there recently.
Nice, dude.
And we're also doing monthly insights into our characters in the Omen Revelation Comics Origins episodes there.
Dude, that's awesome, dude. I'm glad to see that you're building that up. I know we're subscribed to your channel, so I'm glad you guys are putting some stuff on there. And we did a creator spotlight, so I guess mine might be up there at some point.
Yeah. I'm putting yours up there probably after this episode.
Nice. That was a fun episode that we did. I'm glad we got to do that. That was such a good time.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I like doing those creator spotlights, and I really like to kind of do my part to help support the indie comics community too.
That's great, man. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much again for meeting with us. People go check out the campaign. It's going live again, probably the first week of March, but we'll see. Let's get some wiggle room there, so we'll see. But of course, follow him on all those platforms to see when it does go live, and you can also sign up at this link here. The Kickstarter page does have a notify me on launch button. So if you want to get in there early, make sure that you see it when it does go live. Go check out the page now and sign up to be notified there. And we will see you guys on a further episode. Thank you again, Michael. It's been a pleasure. Great time talking to you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
All right.